Want to look leaner and be stronger? Then check out the Nuva Bar. It actually helps you work out. The Nuva Bar is the compact, lightweight way to regain freedom and balance. It targets your lower body, upper body, abs, and core without getting down on the floor. Best of all, the Nuva Bar is now on sale for just $99.99 plus free shipping and comes with interchangeable resistance bands with 7 full workouts. So if you want a trimmer waistline to look like you're 40 in your 60s, get the Nuva Bar and forget about crunches on the floor. Go to NuvaBar.com. That's NuvaBar.com. How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we've been asking for rain. We've been hoping for rain, praying for rain, even begging for rain. And the rain, at least according to Mark Ronner and most weathercasts, supposed to be here by the end of the week, in the next day or two. How much? Well, maybe 1/10 to 1/2 an inch of rain to most areas of Southern California, if you count through Sunday. Quote, local amounts up to 1 inch are possible across south-facing slopes of the San Gabriel Mountains, and that's according to the National Weather Service. Might even see thunderstorms. The Weather Service said snowfall amounts will range from 2 to 5 inches above 5,000 feet, with local amounts of up to 10 inches at the resorts. And I know Mark Ronner knows a little bit about Greek mythology. If I said Scylla and Charybdis.
Charybdis.
I say Charybdis.
Okay? It's Charybdis.
Look, don't you dare correct me, Mr. Ronner.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Is that the Odyssey?
No.
Iliad?
No.
Which one is it?
What are you trying to say?
No.
Spit it out.
Rock and a hard place, basically.
Oh, yeah, between Scylla and Charybdis is just, it's an old saying. I'll look it up.
No, I think it's from the Iliad, if I'm not mistaken.
It's also from a police song, I think, isn't it? Are you quoting Sting now as part of your...
No, I think the mythology predates Sting and the police.
No.
I think. But the point is, it's almost like, well, if you want rain, okay. But with it, most likely comes mudslides.
All right, do you want to know the story on
this?
Yes,
please.
Between Scylla and Charybdis is an idiom deriving from Greek mythology, which has been associated
Got that right.
with the proverbial advice to choose the lesser of two evils.
Got that right.
Several other idioms, such as on the horns of a dilemma, between the devil and the deep blue sea, and between a rock and a hard place,
Got that
express
right.
similar meanings. So,
no, but what work is it from? I think it's from the Iliad.
They were mythical sea monsters.
No, I'm saying from what story?
Let's see. Homer mentioned them.
Okay, that's the Iliad. Thank you very much. Got that right.
Don't be too quick with that. There's a surfeit. There's too much information on it. A lot to wade through here on old Wikipedia.
It says Scylla is a 6-headed monster in Greek mythology who appears in the Odyssey.
Okie doke.
All right. My point being.
Yes. Yes, I was waiting
went
for
all
the
the way
point.
around the world.
I was thinking I should go outside and wait for you to arrive at the verb or the point or whatever.
The point is, for all the bad news that the fires have given us, and we know that is, let's say that's the rock. We know we're going to get some rain this weekend. And on the surface, you would think, yes, we want rain, but it may present another disaster with the mudslides as well.
It is really a be careful what you wish for situation.
Right. And which goes back to what I was saying at the very top. It's like, can LA/Southern California catch a break? I don't think so. It's like, if you would have asked us, what do we need? We need rain. We need rain. And yes, we'll get rain, and then we might have to turn around and literally the next day or two, because of these burn scars, as they're called, deal with the immediate impact of mudslides. And that could take out even more homes depending on where we're talking about in the city, especially in Tuala. I know you know something about this, especially in Altadena,
where the terrain slopes. It automatically slopes down. And I can only imagine all that debris just flowing downhill. If we get a significant enough rain, I'm hoping we just get a drizzle. Let us just get just a little something to help quiet down or tamper down some of these blazes and get us to that point, because we don't need a lot. We don't need a deluge.
Yeah. We don't need that, but we probably will, because we never get anything in reasonable proportion. Yes, we have a fire season. This is an unreasonable proportion. I think most people would agree. Yes, we had that rain season last year, but that wasn't a reasonable proportion. It seems like it's all or nothing. There's nothing in between. There's no nuance to our weather, unfortunately. But this is one of those moments where we want rain, but not too much, too fast, too soon, or we're dealing with a different set of disasters as early as next week. Yes. You know, we're talking about if we get as much rain as being forecast, we could have areas of flash flooding as well. Flash flooding, mudslides, and then we're right back here talking about another disaster for Southern California, where it won't be the fires, but it will be flash flooding and mudslides.
And I just think about the Palisades as well, and how that area has been impacted, and how bad a really heavy rain will be in that area as well. You said it at the top of the show. Can we get a break? We really need one now. We need rain to help our firefighters. We need rain to assist in areas where there is no water to be drawn. We absolutely need that. But God, please hear us, hear our prayers. Do not drown us in muck and debris and toxic chemicals that just make the land all but damn.
To your point, Tuala, LA County Public Works, they've already mobilized their 24/7 storm patrols. If you're wondering, are we preparing for this as opposed to just sitting back and waiting for it to happen? All flood control dams and channels have been prepared according to LA County Public Works. Concrete barriers, those K-rails, they're being deployed to divert those debris flows that you were talking about, Tuala. And crews are filling sandbags for businesses and residents in areas impacted by the fires as we speak. And this is something that you can prepare for to a certain extent, but it all depends on the amount of rain we have. We can handle some, not too much. Hopefully not that unreasonable amount that we're talking about. And hopefully we won't have to come behind one disaster with another disaster. Yes, we want the rain, but no, we don't want the debris flow. We don't want the mudslides, and we don't want more people to lose their houses. Please, Southern California, can you please catch one break? And Mark Ronner, thank you for correcting me. I know you enjoyed that.
You're acknowledging this? Wow. Let's make sure.
No, I didn't say you were right. No. Thank you for correcting me.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Let me enjoy this moment. It happens so seldom. Okay, all done.
Okay, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And to be serious, when we come back, we made mention of these mudslides and also how certain communities are preparing for these possible mudslides. We talked about Altadena. We'll talk more about Altadena and what that city is doing for the mudslides if they should come.
Want to look leaner and be stronger? Then check out the Nuva Bar. It actually helps you work out. The Nuva Bar is the compact, lightweight way to regain freedom and balance. It targets your lower body, upper body, abs, and core without getting down on the floor. Best of all, the Nuva Bar is now on sale for just $99.99 plus free shipping and comes with interchangeable resistance bands with 7 full workouts. So if you want a trimmer waistline to look like you're 40 in your 60s, get the Nuva Bar and forget about crunches on the floor. Go to nuvabar.com. That's NUVABAR.com.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
What's next?
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
iHeartRadio app. Mo Kelly here. Altadena, I think, has gotten it worse than anywhere else. The residents of Altadena have gotten it worse, in my estimation, than anywhere else for a number of reasons, but also because of circumstances. Altadena, and I would include Pasadena in this next portion. They got through the fires. Altadena, when I say got through, most of it's gone. Let's start there. Most of Altadena, as we knew it, remember it, is gone. On the other side of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Twila, I think they've just recently reopened certain neighborhoods for people to go back up there.
Soft openings, you have to have your ID to go up the hill. And they don't suggest you stay up there because with the winds, the way they were blowing even earlier today, all that dust, all that ash, all that in the air, it's not good for your health. So if you are going, please heed the advice of every health advocate out there. Wear N95 goggles, full painter suit if you can. But yeah.
Wednesday, let's say a lot of this started happening where they were at least residents, former residents, were allowed to go back and survey the damage. Mm-hmm. And there are those people who may have some semblance of a house left. And given that, there won't be enough time to either search through the house or prepare the house for this weekend. What I mean by that is, with the rain that we're talking about that is coming, that we all theoretically would want, it provides a new danger and a new threat to the remaining houses in Altadena. And when I say danger, there's a 60 to 80% chance of a small amount of rain for Southern California that we talked about. Keep that in mind. Small amount. But up to an inch of rain could be disastrous for Altadena. Quote, even a drop of rain will flow 7 times greater than it did prior to the fires. And that's Lisa Derderian, who's the Pasadena city spokesperson. We see in these foothills where the fire has burned deep into the roots, there's nothing left holding the soil on the ground. And she's talking about Pasadena, but above that is Altadena. So it has to go through Altadena first before presumably it would hit Pasadena. So if there are any mudslides, Altadena is going to have to deal with them first. Am I right?
Absolutely. And you also have to take into consideration with the way these houses fell, with the way many of them just fell from the roof straight down, all the debris, all the rubble on the ground has blocked a lot of the pathways and ways that water escapes through the streets into the gutters and the drainage system, which is all but clogged in Altadena, which is going to allow all that water to just either pile up in places and come down or just come straight down, period.
A 36-member CAL FIRE strike team from Northern California spent most of yesterday and today making sandbags, which will be distributed to various locations throughout both cities and for pickup later this week. Not a lot of time in between. You got maybe today, tomorrow, possibly Friday before the rains come. Or you got today, tomorrow, Friday, if you're going to at least assess the damage at your property, make an insurance claim, take pictures, all that. You won't have much time to do anything in the next, basically, we're going to talk about 2 days now.
And my appointment is on Monday, so I'm real salty about this rain coming right now. Depending on what it does, I'm like, I'm supposed to go Monday.
How are most people, when I say most people, the people that you've been in contact with, because you talked about dozens and dozens of people that you knew personally who lost their homes? How are they processing, dealing with this moment? Do the mudslides even mean anything at this point?
At this point, most people I'm talking to and interacting with, they're absolutely numb. They are not dealing with this well at all. There are people who don't even know what to do. I mean, they don't know if they should put up a GoFundMe, and many of those who have are now worried that their GoFundMe pages are going to impact whatever monies that they were going to get from their insurance companies.
How does that work?
Because, they're trying to see if their plan counts it as a gift or actual monies earned that's supposed to be taken care of. There's just so much confusion, and there are 11 different organizations in Altadena giving out tons and tons of great information, but it's tons and tons of great information. Yeah. And it's hard to sort through all of that. And each person has a different on the surface need. Even though we're all dealing with this loss, everyone has a different question, and there is no one spot, one place to gather information from. It's, hey, talk to FEMA. Hey, talk to Judy Chu. Hey, talk to this. Talk to everybody. And everyone is just like, I don't know what to make of this. So people are frantic. They're crying. I know people who have gone up today, and even some tried to go up yesterday in some of the areas, and they could do nothing but just cry. They couldn't even get done what they wanted to get done because they couldn't help. The devastation is that severe that they're just up there crying. They're like, I couldn't even stay. I had to go to see every single thing gone.
The through line through all of this is information, being able to get and access the information. Think if you lost your house, well, hopefully you have your phone. It doesn't mean that you did have your phone or you have internet access and can find out the real information. We were talking about scams, how someone was trying to scam you as well.
Yes.
To separate the real information from the scam information, where to go, how to do it in a timely fashion. And we're going to talk about later tonight. We're going to talk about how some Altadena residents say they didn't even receive the order to evacuate during the Eaton fire. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. If you weren't listening to KFI, which is a distinct possibility, if you weren't watching TV intently to look for an evacuation order, because we work in the news, Tuala. We were aware of the situation, and I said, Tuala, go. And it wasn't even a mandatory evacuation. By the time you got to your house, it was mandatory evacuation. Yeah. That's how quickly the situation changed.
Yes. I got to the house, and also I'm getting a text message from you saying the evacuation is mandatory now. I'm like, I'm out.
But that came from me, not the official information source. That's just me, my friend, telling you,
Yes.
So we have to talk about that. There's an information deficit in all this. Why? And I think it has contributed to why some areas were hit worse. The loss of life was worse. I think that's connected to it as well. And we'll deal with that. And when we come back on the other side of this break, we're going to actually go back to the Hughes Fire, give you the latest on that, let you know about the evacuation shelters for residents, because again, it's about the flow of information. And as that Hughes Fire, which is at 9,457 acres already burned, about 5% contained, it's really important now, especially if you're in and around that impacted area, that you have the most recent, relevant, and accurate information to make sure that you and your family are safe. So we will be doing that next. And also, once again, pets are also being impacted by these fires. And we're going to find out where you can take pets, both large and small, when we come back.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, Mr. Mo Kelly here. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as we continue to talk about these fires, more specifically the Hughes Fire. And to update you, it's not much of an update. It's still at 9,400 acres, which have been burned, about 5% containment. But if you have been evacuated, here's some information you need to have. The temporary evacuation center, which was at Valencia High School, that has been relocated to Hart High School. So if you were going to go to Valencia High School, do not. It has since been relocated to Hart High School, which is 24825 Newhall Avenue in Santa Clarita. Animal shelters for large animals. You can go to the Lancaster Animal Care Center, which is 5210 West Avenue I in Lancaster. You can go to Pierce College, which is 6201 Winnetka Avenue in Woodland Hills. For small animals, you can go to the Palmdale Animal Care Center, 38550 Sierra Highway in Palmdale. And if you didn't hear, I was saying at the beginning of the show, I kind of know that area well. My wife and I, La Mujer, we were actually looking at property out in Palmdale. And if you drive out to Palmdale, you're passing through Santa Clarita, Valencia, all through this. And if you have any real familiarity with that terrain, it's just going to burn and burn and burn. Actually, I'm surprised that it has not impacted structures, but I can understand why you can lose 10,000 acres like that, but also not hit any structures, because it is just rife with areas which are dry and going to burn uncontrollably. But back to the small animals. If you were going to go to the Agora Animal Care Center, which was given out earlier by different news sources, do not, because that location was deemed full as of 3:30 p.m. earlier today. So do not try to take your small animals or any small animals to the Agora Animal Care Center. It is full, and you will likely be turned away. You can go to the Lancaster Animal Care Center, which is 5210 West Avenue I in Lancaster. And yes, they're taking both small and large animals. So that, I think, would be your better bet. Hopefully, and correct me if I'm wrong, Twala, because we've had these dangerous and deadly fires in the previous week and a half, people were more aware, possibly more prepared for these fires impacting them. They weren't impacted maybe a week and a half ago, but now they kind of know. When I say the drill, that's, maybe the wrong phraseology. That's not a drill, but I'm saying they know what to do now. More likely, people had a go bag prepared. They know what that is. They know what to put in it. If not, we'll review it again. But because of what happened a week and a half or so ago, you're more prepared for dealing with this, even though it may not have affected you then, but it's affecting you now.
Oh, absolutely. And I know several people that I work with at the school live in the Santa Clarita, Palmdale, Lancaster area, and they got those calls and they took off immediately. And many who I've been in communication with and I've seen already, they're saying, hey, we're good. We made it back. Bag was already packed and ready to go. They're all
there we go.
ready to go. They were not caught unawares. They knew from the impact of the Eaton fire, they knew how close in proximity, just over mountain ranges, that they are when the fires took off in West Hills and started moving all around. Everyone in Southern California, in any dry mountainous region right now, we are all anxious when the wind starts blowing. When the wind starts blowing, we all get a little tight. We all get a little tight and say, what's happening? We know for a fact that there have been several arsonists who have been caught. So a lot of these now we know could potentially be man-made. And so that's why we're so on guard right now.
Yes. And you don't need to necessarily wait for a fire to make its way to your doorstep because of that arsonist component. Our go bags are still sitting right next to the door for a week and a half. Why? Because we know the situation and the winds could change at any given moment. And whereas you may have thought that you were not in an evacuation area or an impacted area, all of a sudden, put it this way. I know the people who lived in Santa Clarita or Valencia or Castaic, when they woke up this morning, they had no expectation of being in a burn zone area. And then by 10:30, they were.
Yes.
So you can't just assume, well, it's not going to be us. It's not going to be my neighborhood. It's not going to be my city. And along those lines, mandatory evacuation orders, you might have heard some from Mark Ronner. But to elaborate, there's Castaic Cambridge, There's Castaic Lake, Green Hill, Hasley, Hillcrest, Paradise Ranch, Ridge, Romero, and Sloan. Those are mandatory evacuation areas and neighborhoods. Go. And if you are near those neighborhoods, I would just say, just go. Don't wait. We talked about when Tuwala was evacuating, it was a warning. And before he could even get to his house, it was mandatory.
Yeah. And just this is something that you all talked about. I remember even listening about how off the emergency alerts were. I promise you, if you get an alert right now, don't wait for a mandatory evacuation alert. You've been advised. Go on and leave the area anyway. Get out of the area before the traffic gets too crazy. Because when I got to Altadena, all the lights were off, all the power was out, and it was crazy getting back down the hill and even traversing the freeway because there was so much going on. No, don't wait. Don't wait.
That's a great point. I think we need to highlight it. When Shannon Farron was evacuating, she was doing it from a power outage area. When you were evacuating, it was from a power outage area. That presents other obstacles and dangers when you're trying to get to wherever you're going. As far as, let's say you're trying to get back to your house and get the necessary documents, which you may not already have set aside. Sometimes you have to prepare for the evacuation, and that's what we would advise. Sometimes you can't prepare, but if you've been watching what has been happening in Southern California for the past 2 weeks, you should be prepared at this point. Hopefully you did not squander that opportunity to get yourself ready. So if you do need to go back to your house, if you're somewhere else, all you need to do is pick your stuff up, which may be sitting right next to your front door as it is at my house, and you can just go, and you will not be panicked. You'll not be in a rush, and you'll be less likely to forget something very important. And if you should have to deal with an area which is dealing with a loss of power, you can navigate that a little bit more slowly and safely.
Yeah.
We should all be on notice at this point. No matter where you live in Southern California, given the weather right now, given the possibility and arguably propensity for a would-be arsonist, let's be honest, you cannot presume that your house, your neighborhood is safe. So it's incumbent upon you to make sure you're doing everything within your power to keep yourself safe before it comes to a point where you lose all these options. KFI AM 640, I'm Mo Kelly. We're going to continue our fire coverage. And when we come back, we're going to tell you about some of the schools and school districts which have announced closures already due to these fires.
Want to look leaner and be stronger? Then check out the Nuva Bar. It actually helps you work out. The Nuva Bar is the compact, lightweight way to regain freedom and balance. It targets your lower body, upper body, abs, and core without getting down on the floor. Best of all, the Nuva Bar is now on sale for just $99.99 plus free shipping and comes with interchangeable resistance bands with 7 full workouts. So if you want a trimmer waistline to look like you're 40 in your 60s, get the Nuva Bar and forget about crunches on the floor. Go to NuvaBar.com. That's NuvaBar.com.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And more. That's coming up next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. Mr. Mo Kelly here. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app as we continue our fire coverage. The Hughes Fire has been the dominant story of the day. It started around 10:30 this morning in the Castaic area, and it has consumed more than 9,400 acres, and it's about 5% contained. And with that, we've been giving some evacuation information where you can take pets, large animals, small animals. We have some more information for you and possibly your children, as all schools in the Castaic Union School District are going to be closed tomorrow, as well as several schools in the William S. Hart Union High School District, the Saugus Union School District, and both College of the Canyons campuses. Again, all schools in the Castaic Union School District are going to be closed tomorrow, and I would be willing to bet Friday as well. That's me just talking about it, but if you're going to be closed Thursday, it's reasonable to assume that Friday would be closed as well for just logistical reasons. But also several schools in the William S. Hart Union High School District. I would contact your high school if that is your district for clarity. The Saugus Union School District and both College of the Canyons campuses. The Hart District sent a notification to parents and others in the district community today, announcing that the school would be canceled at the 4 impacted campuses on Thursday. The note read as follows, quote, "We know that many of you are impacted by the fire in Castaic, and we hope you are able to safely return to your homes soon. Thank you to the first responders who are fighting to keep our homes and community safe. Some of our schools are currently under evacuation orders or evacuation warnings." And going back to the press conference, which was about 5 p.m. today, you had a number of different agencies which were represented from the LA Fire Department, the county, that is. You had the LA Sheriff's Department. I'm going to play some of that audio from Robert Luna in just a moment. You had CAL FIRE, you had the U.S. Forest Service, and these overlapping agencies were all involved in the Hughes Fire specifically. That said, let's listen to Sheriff Robert Luna, what he had to say earlier today.
So for us, obviously in Unified Command with our partners at the Fire Department from the very beginning of this fire incident. And right now, the numbers that I have is that we have approximately 31,000 people who are affected by our evacuation orders. Another 23,000 that are impacted by evacuation warnings. Along with the work that our deputies have been doing, and you've seen them going from neighborhood to neighborhood, making sure that we are protecting the neighborhoods to make sure nobody gets hurt, traffic ingress and egress, and also, unfortunately, when we talk about fires, our staff knows that immediately they start what we call looter suppression, just to make sure that no one's coming into the area to take advantage when people are evacuating their homes. So I want to make sure people know that if you leave your homes, there will be additional deputies working out there in the neighborhoods to make sure your homes are safe. In regards to staffing, we are staffing up. You hear sirens in the distance. They're not only fire apparatus, but you see deputies coming in from different parts of the county. You see our incident management team over my left shoulder setting up with the big trailers that will assume responsibility for this incident from the Sheriff's Department perspective, and again in Unified Command with all of our partners. We have what I estimate well over 400 personnel total regarding this incident and managing other incidences around the county of Los Angeles. I do want to bring your attention to the fact that during this incident, one of the areas that initially was an evacuation warning that did turn into an evacuation order was our Pitches Detention Center, which is not too far from here. The Pitches Detention Center has actually 3 different facilities. One of the facilities was evacuated. In discussing this with our partners from the fire department who are experts in this area, they recommended and we agreed that the one facility, PD Self, would be evacuated. That had approximately 476 inmates. We moved those inmates to another facility on the campus. The other 2 campuses are structured much better than the one that we evacuated from. But total on the entire campus, we have approximately 4,500 inmates, a little over that. We do have a plan in place in case the fire conditions, our fire partners would advise if it gets worse, whether it's wind, whatever that may be. a plan in place to evacuate the rest of the inmates on the entire facility if we absolutely had to. Other than that, it's a newer incident and it's evolving. It's going to change. We're ready for just about anything, which, by the way, includes being prepared for any other incident that would break, God forbid, anywhere in the county of Los Angeles. I do want to report that the 5 freeway has been closed, but I'm told that after this press conference, for a variety of reasons, we will reopen the freeway so that people can go back and forth. Again,
just want to clarify that, of course, the 5 freeway is open. This was from the press conference at 5 p.m. earlier today, but the 5 freeway is open in both directions.
This press conference, for a variety of reasons, we will reopen the freeway so that people can go back and forth. Again, I do want to reiterate that if you do not live in this area and you're following the smoke, you want to go see what the firefighters are doing, turn on the television set. Do not drive into these areas. You are impacting the ingress and egress of emergency vehicles. We don't need more traffic. We want less traffic. We don't want you walking around in the impacted areas to impact the community members who live here.
I'm Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Fires burn California, and KFI has the latest.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Want to look leaner and be stronger? Then check out the Nuva Bar. It actually helps you work out. The Nuva Bar is the compact, lightweight way to regain freedom and balance. It targets your lower body, upper body, abs, and core without getting down on the floor. Best of all, the Nuva Bar is now on sale for just $99.99 plus free shipping and comes with interchangeable resistance bands with 7 full workouts. So if you want a trimmer waistline to look like you're 40 in your 60s, get the Nuva Bar and forget about crunches on the floor. Go to NuvaBar.com. That's NuvaBar.com.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.